Fabián García. He'll be talking about taxonomic revision of the spider genus Falconina Brignoli, 1985, preliminary results. Go ahead.
So, hi everyone, my name is Fabián García, and today I'm going to talk about the first chapter of my master dissertation, the taxonomic revision of the spider genus Falconina. My advisor is Alexandre Bonaldo, and we are from Museo Paraense Emilio Kichi. So, Corinnidae is an interesting spider family with numerous species resembling ants in the morphology, in the behavior. Also is the 50 family with most species with approximately 795. Talking about her phylogenetic systematic, Corinnidae is part of the Araneae group, and we can find two subfamilies in Corinnidae, Corinninae and Cassarinidae. Corinninae is characterized for the spare duct spiral, and the Cassarinidae because have the bull-like appear and the envelopes like a scroll. But we can form a third group, the Profane group. Currently, they are classified like Corinnidae inserted sedis because have a lot of characteristics of Corinnidae, but present this median apophysis. And the accent of this median apophysis is one of the synapomorphisms of Corinnidae. So the relationships inside of Corinnidae are not clear. And understand the morphology of the different genera is very important for the future to do one hypothesis about the evolution of Corinnidae. Inside of Corinninae, we can find the genus of my interest in my dissertation. I introduce you the Falconina spiders. A little about the taxonomic background. So the first species was described by García from Rio Grande do Sul in Brazil. Later, Simon described a new species from Paraguay. Petronscrivic synonyms Hyposignatus with the genus Corinna. Chicarin described another species from Barro Colorado in Panama, and Melo Lake Town described two new species, the first from Paraguay and the second from Argentina. Also, he synonymized Corinna vertebrata with Corinna stigmatica, but maybe my South American colleagues can understand the problem with the Melo Lake Town's taxonomy. So, Schenkel described the genus Falconia. The type species was Falconia meloi from Venezuela. The name is for the type locality from Falcon, Venezuela. Smith described another species from Paraguay, and Brignoli, per side of the name Falconia, was preoccupied with another animal. So, assigned a new name for Falconia, and now it is Falconina. Traveling for Colombia, Muller-Heimer redescribed the female of Falconina meloi, described for first time the male, and synonymized the genus Falconina with Corinna. For many years, the genus Corinna was a taxonomic box, and because many Corinnidae are very similar, but where you look the genitalia, you understand or some different themes. In her work, Bonaldo did revalidation of the genus Falconina, transfer Gracilis albamaculosa and Gracil palpis from Corinna to Falconina, did the synonymization of Corinna stigmatica and Corinna cribosa with Falconina gracilis, and present a new diagnosis for the genus Falconina. So, why Falconina is different of the another Corinninae genera? So, the males of Falconina present one tegular process, is medium and laminar in shape. The envelope is spiniform and present one envelope process, is this part in red here. And the females present one depression on the surface of the epigene, one copulatory opening, and under the copulatory opening present one plate. In ventral view, we can find the bull plate presents two extensions are fusionate with the primary spermatec, and the secondary spermatec are smaller than the primary. So for the doxane, here the PTF and the copulatory opening here, and the famous plate here the depression. Díganme si no son muy bonitas. Here the male, And the main goal of my dissertation is to contribute to taxonomic and biogeographic knowledge of the spiders Falconina. Today I'm going to talk about use of the my first chapter, the taxonomic part. I am examining material from two institutions here, and I would like so much to include additional material from those institutions here. For the pandemic, in the last month was not possible, but I hope that in the next month, maybe I can to beside the collections. So I examined 72 individuals and assigned to 90 morpho species, and me here looking at genitalia from. And my first result with Falconina vermaculosa, Falconina gracilis. Maybe can you remember Bonaldo transfer from Corinninae to Falconina buff species? And the original description are not very informative, so it's very important to redescribe buff species before of describe new species. I had photos of the type material. Here, Falconina crassipalpis, check this median depression, the copulatory opening here the famous plate, and check this male, the tegular process, and here the embolus. This symbial process is very Falconina. Here, Falconina vermaculosa, again, the median depression, the copulatory opening here, the famous plate, and I have individuals from Milagrito, Ecuador, and it's very similar to Falconina vermaculosa. I have males, and check this tegular process. Here the for validity species, and again the median depression, the copulatory opening, the famous plate. So my second result is with Falconina gracilis, yeah, the same species with a lot of taxonomic change and with wide distribution. It's some problems because I found 14 morphospecies of Falconina gracilis. The difference is in the tegular process, in the lobules, in the reservatorium. So is Falconina and single species? I don't know. I took sequence from GenBank, COAM, and did a molecular delimitation and use on single species and check this haplotype network. The haplotype from Florida, from Texas, and Argentina is shared. So for the moment, for the deadline of my master, all is Falconina gracilis. But in the next week, I'm going to sequence Falconinas from different localities from Brazil, and we are working in a parallel project with the phylogeography of Falconina gracilis because you can see the difference in the morphology. Here the male and gravid and fail. And it's interesting because collecting fresh material for DNA extraction, I check this behavior. Falconina eating ants, Falconina and her cold take, Falconina and the ants again. Falconina is the best friend of the ants. He's an excellent predator. And here Falconina making love. It's very interesting. The focus of my dissertation is on behavior. So come on, these observations are very interesting about the natural history of this species. Here, the most exciting and fascinating part for the taxonomies, the new species. I have 6 new species, no, 7, because yesterday I found a new species from Peru. And the tegular process and the median depression in this plate is very Falconina. But my problem is I have 1, 2, or 3 individuals for 3 morphospecies. And do you know the problem of describing new species with 1 or 2 individuals? For this reason, I like so much to beside collection and include additional material. Everyone, taxonomy of spider is a new word for me. So dark suggestion, recommendation, material fresh is welcome. Thanks Greenpeace for the scholarship and the American Araneae Society for the grant. Right now I am rich, I come to beside different collection is sequence Falconina for the American Araneae Society. And thank you so much. And one very important thing, for Bolsonaro is always Colombia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, appreciate it. You've got a lot of nice comments in the chat. And let me just comment, Brian actually notes that those differences you saw in morphology are not trivial. They're quite significant. Any further thoughts on that?
Sure.
Let's see. Did you get that? Are you there?
Sorry.
Fabián? Yeah, Brian just notes that your morphology on the apophysis was not, those were not subtle differences. Any thoughts on that? They seem quite significant.
Are those tibial apophyses that different for a reason, do you think? Do you think those are each new species, or is it just really hyper variable?
I don't know. In the new species, this, sorry, in Falconina gracilis or in the new species?
You had a slide where you had several male palps,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
you showed the apophysis was very different on all of them. Do you think each of those is a new species, or is it just very variable within the species?
I don't know. All the for the moment is Falconina gracilis. For the molecular delimitation, all is one single species, but it's very different, this apophysis. Another problem is I have a lot of material. I can understand the difference of the different localities.
Great. I don't see any other specific questions. There's a lot of nice comments. Anyone else have anything to say? If not, I think we're doing great. We're just right on time.